5 episodes in NBA 2K20.
We've had so much fun connecting with you all over this past season.
So as we put NBA 2K20
Welcome, fans. Thanks for joining us for this Friday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony. Chris Webber is here, our sideline reporter, the Hall of Famer David Aldridge. And with us tonight, basketball expert Bill Simmons. Bill, you look great. Thank you for being here.
I'd like to say hi to all the people who traded for Anthony Davis in the GM mode of this game to get him on their team
Right.
when their real team couldn't pull it off. Congratulations. I can't believe you pulled the trade off.
We've got the Los Angeles Lakers and the Philadelphia 76ers. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Abdul-Jabbar is out there with O'Neal. Then there's Kobe. Then there's West. And it's Johnson in at the 1. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. As Tobias Harris expands his shooting range, Bill, the demand for his services continues to grow. But he's moved around the league a lot here. He's seen a lot of different addresses here.
Yeah, and that's a red flag. You know, I think when somebody's been on 5 teams and keeps getting traded, he's good enough that other teams keep trading for him, and then he's also not quite good enough that teams are okay if he leaves. And that's a dangerous place to be as an NBA player. You end up 20 years from now, you look at his basketball reference page, and you're like, wait, that guy was at 9 teams? What happened? So I would like to see him eventually find the right team. I thought Denver would have been a really good fit for him as a free agent with the way he can play off the ball and the way he plays on pick and rolls and stuff, like to put him with Jokic and a team that kind of understands what he is. I didn't like seeing him on Philly last year. I thought, you know, they basically turned him into somebody who just stood in the corner and rebounded. I think he's a better player than that.
4 on the shot clock. Here's Milton. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And you see the ability to rise and fire from mid-range, even against that length.
Yeah, the defender just couldn't quite close the gap all the way and got burned for it.
Shot by Johnson, no good.
That's a shot they're always happy to get, even when he blows the finish.
Bill, you're a basketball historian. We know that. Do fans romanticize too much about the past?
I would say the other way. I think they don't appreciate it enough, especially like the millennials and Gen Z. You know you're out there. You're playing this game right now. They tend to think the league started when Kobe showed up and that the 90s and the 80s didn't happen. I sense a real resentment from the younger fans with the LeBron versus MJ thing because LeBron's their guy. They get to watch LeBron. They don't want to hear that MJ was better than him, so they made the case for LeBron and the way things are now.
Well, what about like the Oscar Robertsons, the Elgin Baylors, and we talked about my goodness, you talk about some of these players. Unbelievable.
Yeah, the
fantastic
60s,
numbers.
70s, 80s.
Oh.
I think part of what hurts is people can go on YouTube and when you watch some of the older stuff, nobody's playing defense.
And it takes a lot to knock O'Neal off balance. A massive player who just fends off the D with ease.
Embiid dishes to Richardson. Horford trying to free himself up, and it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here. And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here.
Trying to find some answers offensively.
Some bad shot selection as well as some bad luck. I mean, that's not going to help you score points.
Bill, if you were just hired as a GM, which franchise would you model your approach after?
I really like what the Clippers did the last couple of years when they realized they didn't have quite enough to win the title. And instead of just being beholden to being darn close but not quite, they actually blew it up and tried to figure out how to create cap space, find some young players,
and still stay competitive.
Build
So they kept the momentum of their franchise.
Yeah, they stumbled into a situation where they had a lot of flexibility no matter what. I think the Celtics before them did the same thing in the mid-2000s. They're just trying to find assets and figure it out on the fly. That's the approach I would use. I would never fully commit one way or the other to anything. The goal is to try to accumulate assets and figure out what we have. And I think the smartest teams do that.
Embiid, no good.
Nothing less than that kind of defense will cut it against them. That's just great work inside.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And there's the foul against Philadelphia. Los Angeles, they have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line. And some changes here for the Lakers. Worthy comes in for Abdul-Jabbar, and it's Baylor in for Magic Johnson. And Kobe drops them both.
Oh, not many players with the more steady hand at the free throw line than this fella.
Bill was in Boston where you received your master's degree in journalism. What attracted you to this profession? Why journalism?
I couldn't do anything else, and I didn't like manual labor.
No, really.
No, that really was it. I was good at writing.
Like anybody in your family or anybody you
I was always a good writer, and I liked writing and sports.
Yeah.
So just kind of like, I'll do those two things
Did it in
together.
high school, I'm assuming?
Yeah, started in high school. I had the big thing for me was in college. I had a column for the school newspaper, really from freshman year on, and around sophomore year, it felt like it started to get momentum, and that was the first time I thought, I wonder if I can get paid for this.
Right.
Which, as it turned out, no, until I was about 29. Yeah.
Here's Thibault. They get a hand on it. Scott with the ball. Now defended by Embiid. All alone. And finished off by Scott.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
Yeah, and Greg, they've been a more cohesive team over this stretch, and that helps account for their lead.
And Philadelphia calls time here.
They're trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, they have to regroup and revisit their strategy at the defensive end.
Chamberlain's checked in for the Lakers. Bill, defenders are doing a better job of challenging the shooter from the side so they don't foul and don't step into that landing space when he comes down from shooting.
Yeah. I don't like the landing space. All that stuff. Like,
Well, what would you call
load management. We have all these phrases now. It's like, how did these phrases come in my life?
Load management is interesting.
Load management's the worst. Where did that start?
I don't know.
Can we just play
No,
basketball?
just like work. Yeah, just you figure, just rest. Just go
What's the
rest.
thing they call when the guy travels, but they say it's not? It's like he's gathering the ball. That's another one. When did we start saying that?
Gathering the
Never
ball.
said gathering the ball in my life until 2 years ago. Enough with the weird phrases.
Yeah. Good on both. Here's Scott. Here's Los Angeles now. Big stretch here going 10-2. Kicks it out to Baylor. A minute 20 left here in the opening quarter. From downtown, Goodrich, that's good.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
The 76ers trail by 8. Thibault, the pass to Korkmaz. Here's Thibault. Baylor defending. Here's Thibault. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Shot clock at 6. Neto can't get it to go. Lakers leading by 8. There's 45 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Goodrich, that's good.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Here's Neto. Pass to Korkmaz. A three-pointer off the mark.
Don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Out of bounds, it'll be 76ers ball.
An easy pass turns into a terrible turnover. And that's a possession wasted.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Glenn Robinson, the third, is checked in for Furkan Korkmaz. And Alec Burks subbed in for Raul Neto. Pass to Embiid. It's rebounded by Baylor. Here's Scott. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Lakers here so far, guys.
Well, when you control the glass, you control the second chance opportunities on both ends.
You're exactly right, GA. I mean, they've been quicker to the ball, showing great anticipation and terrific hustle.
Mike Scott out there with Robinson. Then it's Joel Embiid. Then there's Alec Burks. And it's Thibault in at the 2 guard. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia.
One of the most feared, versatile scorers at that forward position. Big game James always seems to make the most out of any situation.
That free throw, no good. Bill, you host your own podcast. I've listened to it. I do it.
Thank you.
I love it. What do you make of so many NBA players now doing the same thing?
And we have a couple of them. At the Ringer, we have J.J. Redick, we have Vince Carter and Kent Bazemore. The ones that are good at it take it seriously. It can't be one of those things where, a player says, you know what, I want a podcast, and then it just magically happens, and you got to work on it. You have to use your connections and book your guests, and you have to be king of podcasts. You can't just show up and just babble. And the guys that have been successful at it are people that could probably have a media career for a living. Like JJ is clearly going to go into media after he retires. Richard Jefferson had a great podcast. He's gone into media. He's really good.
Yes.
So I think you need a little more talent at it than people realize. And you need the consistency of it. You can't say, I'm starting a podcast and then not do it for 2 months. Like, you have to really stick.
They get it back.
And really, Gasol does an incredible job getting his hands up in the air, which results in a ton of rejection. And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power, hammering down the 2-hand slam. They'll name a couple past superstars that didn't always get enough credit for being as dominant as they were.
Moses Malone would be my #1 pick. Probably the best player in the league for 5 years. Dominant in '83, they won the title in Philly. Really gave Kareem a lot of problems and was just awesome, and has now just been swept under the rug. Nobody even really remembers. So I would go with him first.
Ever.
Never. Well, it was part of the problem. They were tape delaying games back then, and we didn't have league pass. We didn't have a lot of that stuff. I think he was really underrated, and you kind of never know who's going to endure and who's not going to endure, which is one of the reasons I wrote my book.
The 76ers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
I mean, you look at the all-around game of Harris, he's even been good from the free throw line.
And Harris drops them both. And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter of action. Johnson against Burks. Abdul-Jabbar lays it up and banks it in. Jabbar's got the lead up to 13 now for Los Angeles. Bill, it's no secret that your heart lies in Boston. Just what was it like growing up in and around that area?
Well, it's definitely the reason I like sports as much as I do, because it's so sports obsessed. A lot of it is cold weather stuff, I feel like, where there's 5 months a year that just stink, and then there's 3 other months that, it's just smoking hot and humid. And so the sports makes everybody kind of crazy because you're crazy anyway, but there's nothing like being in Boston when something good's happening, like Celtics making an NBA playoff run, or the Bruins making a cup run, or the Red Sox in September when the Yankees are coming to town, or the Saturday before a Patriots game. You can kind of feel it as the community of it. That's the difference between here and a place like LA.
It's formed you as a professional. Right?
Absolutely.
And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Here's Harris from 13 feet. It goes down.
I tell you what, Harris is a solid mid-range shooter, and he feels comfortable from there.
Here's Johnson. Abdul-Jabbar trying to free himself up. Johnson's shot is off. The 76ers trail by 11. In the corner, it's Robinson. And a miss there on the triple.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
West gets to Gasol. West outside. Three-pointer. Offensive rebound. Tipped away. Second shot opportunity. And the pass to Wilkes. From deep. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. And Robinson wide open. He shoots. Misses the three. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Los Angeles Lakers. And Magic Johnson with the slam.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. And it's Abdul-Jabbar penetrating.
And not much you can do defensively once Kareem gets the ball in that close. Too much height, too much talent.
Here's Milton. He has 6. Harris, right side, over Abdul-Jabbar. Harris's shot is off.
His offense has been non-existent tonight. It's really hurting him.
Over to the wing. To the paint, and there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Some changes for Philadelphia. Korkmaz comes in for Glenn Robinson III, and Raul Neto subbed in for Shake Milton. Back to Neto for the 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Abdul-Jabbar's got his 7th rebound here tonight. And always as enlightening as you're going to find. Bill, thank you so much for your insights. Always appreciate you joining us. I hope you come back.
I don't want to leave. Why do I have to go? Can I just stay here for the
I'm
rest
reading
of the
this
game?
note, and the note says,
No, I
thank
want to
Bill.
go. I'm not leaving.
Hope he comes
No,
back.
I'm staying.
Okay. You know, Greg, Bill Simmons has worn so many hats as a writer, a podcaster, a broadcaster. Now, it's nice to let him wear one more on our broadcast.
He's been successful for a reason, Kevin. There's a fearlessness, but also great humor in his perspective.
Here's the floater.
And that's sort of a picture of what not to do on those last 2 possessions. They're being way too loose. Ball.
And the 76ers making a change here. The 76ers trail by 13. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Pass to Embiid. Over Mikan. And it's off the back rim, no good.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive. And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Thibault. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. And Kobe Bryant gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. And Philadelphia making a change here. Scott's checked in. Here's Neto, defended by Scott. 5 to shoot. Here's Thibault. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. Thibault's got his first 2 points. Bryant looking over the floor.
The massive wingspan of Embiid.
And so it's Los Angeles. 13 points up at the end of
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, good to see. The Lakers did not hesitate to set the pace. Amped up and ready off the tip. And that's a...
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Have to like what we've been seeing from Gabe.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Yeah, working the ball, getting clean, quality looks. I mean, just efficient basketball through and through.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. Go there with Abdul-Jabbar. Then it's Johnson. Then there's Shaquille O'Neal. And it's West in at the shooting guard position. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. Embiid, the pass to Milton. To the inside. Here's Kobe. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Kobe's got his second basket of the night.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
The 76ers trail by 17. Milton the pass to Horford. Here's Milton. He's guarded by Johnson. Here's Embiid. And it's sent back by O'Neal.
And the aggressiveness on display here from O'Neal. Terrific at turning shots away with that size and length.
Pass to Milton. Kicks to Embiid. Passes it to Milton. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
The 76ers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. He hits one and misses one each at the line. Lakers leading by 16. Here's West, and he banks in the layup. West has got his first basket of the night.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Horford the pass to Richardson. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. And there's Horford. That's good on the assist by Richardson.
And look, I respect how Horford rarely tries to move out of his skill level. He knows what he can do and does it well.
Johnson. Second chance shot. He doesn't hit that one. Some solid defense from Harris. The 76ers trail by 16. West with the steal. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. West leading the charge. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
The Lakers have gone 4 of 6 so far from the line, missing a couple. Burks, he's checked in for the 76ers. And then for Los Angeles, Worthy comes in for Kobe. And it's Goodrich in for Magic Johnson. West against Richardson. Burks with it. Cans the shot with nobody near him. Burks has got his second bucket of the game to go.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
We see this all too often. You have to be willing to put in the work.
They get it again. West kicks to Goodrich. Here's O'Neal. Los Angeles with another miss.
The defense has done a good job of forcing him into tough shots this quarter.
Embiid wide open. Drills it from outside. Embiid's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Richardson against West. And it's sent back by Horford.
Oh, he's a solid shot blocker now. It's thanks to his timing and great anticipation skill. It's not easy scoring on Horford.
Now, here's Richardson. The pass to Harris. "14 feet away. Misses off the right iron.
Setup's good. That's the shot they're looking for, but you can't get them all to go.
West dishes to Worthy. Over Harris. 11 feet out, and he hits it. And the Lakers lead by 16.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
It's Richardson on the wing, defended by West. Here's Harris. Takes it off the glass. Harris has got 6.
With broad shoulders and a solid upper body strength. Now, Harris is lethal around the rim.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
And team strategies closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
Yeah, and sometimes, Greg, it's the most subtle moves that make the biggest difference.
The drive by Scott, and the rejection by Embiid.
You got to be careful around Embiid. When he's around, he's capable of coming up with these blocks.
Hangs in the air. Rebound the Lakers.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
Yeah, you can see why he's established that reputation. Strong understanding of how to defend at the rim.
Thibault, the pass to Scott. Here's Thibault. Fires from deep. That shot, no good. Lakers leading by 16. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession.
A flat-out loss of concentration. That kind of turnover will drive a coach crazy.
Some changes for Philadelphia. Robinson's checked in for Mike Scott, and Raul Neto subbed in for Alec Burks. Baylor with the steal. And here's the fast break. Scott leading the way and finished off by Scott.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Pass to Embiid. There's 45 seconds left to play in the third. Back to Neto. Lock at 6. Trying to get open is Robinson. Neto can't get it to go.
And you could tell he thought he had a little more space, but the defender was right there.
Oh, man, did you see him close that gap? What a great job. He made the shooter feel uncomfortable.
Here's Thibault. Pass to Embiid. Here's Thibault. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Back to Embiid. This is it for Robinson. Lets it go from the wing. Another miss by Philadelphia. And here is Baylor. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
How about the unselfishness? Night in and night out, we see guys trying to force their own agenda. Not that time.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. So on the floor for Philadelphia, the talented combo up front, Horford and Embiid. And it's Korkmaz in at the 3 slot. Chalk up 2 there. Baylor's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Lakers.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Shoots the 3. Korkmaz, no good. Lakers leading by 22. Outside Bryant. Again, the Lakers.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Starting to take over here, building a big lead that could ultimately prove insurmountable.
Here's Thibault, guarded by Kobe. With the floater, Chamberlain with the block.
And the quickness off the floor, the insane reach. Well, one of the greatest shot blockers you'll ever see.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Embiid. Tobias Harris is checked in for Korkmaz. Abdul-Jabbar's checked in for the Lakers. West comes in for Baylor. Here's Kobe. Chris, the other day, Adam Silver has been talking about how the All-Star game, that system, is not working. He's been proactive in considering alternatives. What do you think?
Well, I love what he's done already. Let's think about the All-Star game in 2019. Letting guys pick their players like old school on the park. I mean, that adds a little bit of ego, and that's what you want because we want guys that like each other, don't like each other, that are playing against each other, that we're in the finals against each other. We want all that competition, all that mental game that goes into it. And so I love the fact that he's outspoken, that he's definitely ahead of the problem. But I think he did a great job by letting players pick their teammates because that already causes a little in-team drama that we'll see play out on the floor with how hard guys are playing.
So both teams making some changes here. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. The pass to Chamberlain. Here's Bryant. Yes, and a nice assist from Chamberlain. Kobe's got 6 here in this quarter.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Here's Milton. 6 on the shot clock. He kicks to O'Quinn. And Harris wide open. He shoots, and he gets it to go from the high post.
Catch and drain. Harris is a dead-eye shooter. He provides great space.
Kobe attacking, and Bryant slams it in.
Not surprised at all. He's shooting it well and scoring points in bunches.
Milton the pass to Burks. And the NBA 2K League, C-Web, the first e-sport operated by a U.S. pro sport. And it's quickly growing. Do you throw down on the sticks?
Yeah, just a little announcement to all the GMs in the 2K League. I am available. I'm a free agent. I'm ready to go. I'm nice on the sticks. I can play career mode, team mode, one-on-one mode. Whatever you need from me, I am ready to go. But I love it, man. It's great to see people who love this game, whether it's virtual or real life. It's hoops, baby.
So much fun.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Takes the 13-footer. He can't get that one to fall. And the Lakers will go the other way with it. Kobe attacking, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
That free throw, no good. Robinson's checked in for Philadelphia. Raul Neto comes in for Shake Milton. The Lakers making a switch here. The other day, Chris, I heard Commissioner Adam Silver talking about that it strikes him sometimes how isolated players can be with cell phones and headphones, and those things wouldn't help that. Is it something that you've noticed or that you're concerned about?
You mean with my nephews and nieces and friends that are younger and kids walking across the street looking at their phones and not even looking both ways?
You're your play-by-play partner, whoever it might be.
Yeah. Oh, come on. You know, Kevin, those are the times. And so I would tell Adam Silver, Mr. Commissioner, yeah, that's a basketball problem. That's a world problem. How are we going to stop any of that? We're here now. There's no putting that genie back in the bottle.
Oscar Padre. Wilt Chamberlain.
There's 1:34 left in the fourth quarter. 3 on the clock. Here's Neto. The putback. It's good on the putback.
Oh, how about the deft touch right there, guys?
He just guided that ball back up and in. Just a fingertip touch on the ball. Wilkes, no good. Burks against Robinson for 3. The Lakers with the rebound. Mikan's got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Wilkes. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. 2-time NBA champion Michael Thompson says the arm muscles, Chris, on today's players don't measure up with what they used to be. Is that even important?
You know what? He's right, but I don't know how important that is unless, you just want to bring the gun show to the games and then pull out the arms and the curls and say, check out these muscles. But I think, it's a lot different. And make no mistake, even though that is a true comment, the players of today are much more athletic than his day and my day. And I think that's because of technology. They understand core strength. They understand dieting. They understand rest. And so many, they're privy to so much information that we didn't have. But no more curls. It doesn't seem like there are any more Karl Malone 24-inch pythons, brother, out there in any of these games.
And how about the communication between teammates on that alley-oop?
And that's what you need to pull that thing off. Here's Chamberlain. Los Angeles with another miss. Here's Neto. Kicks it to O'Quinn. A three-pointer is right on target.
It's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Yeah, it has to be frustrating to catch fire when the game is already over. I mean, this is not the outcome they want.
Wilkes, no good. Pass to Neto. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson.
Good anticipation on the feed. He knows exactly where to go with that ball.
The drive by Scott, and O'Quinn sends it back. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which they dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a